My feet don't touch the ground in this chair. I feel short. Now I am short. Welcome to another book episode. I don't know what I call these things. It's been a really long time. But we're going to talk about some books because I have some books to talk about. I got a lot of books to talk about, but I'm going to break it up in a couple of episodes. So if I got the same outfit on in a future video, it's because I split the episode. I mean, why would I not split the episode? I love long form content, but who knows when I'm going to be able to do this again. It has been a while. So, in this portion of the video, we're going to talk about 3 books that I finished. One being Fourth Wing. Yep, this thing right here. This book I was gonna read, and then I went to the store. They didn't have any hardcovers, so I said, fuck it, I'm not gonna read it. But then my friend said, yeah, I was thinking about reading this book, but I'm like kind of not interested. Do you want a buddy read? And I was like, all right, sure, I'll buddy read. It makes it a little bit better, because then if it's bad, I can complain to someone. And then I read it. And it's not the most fascinating book out there, but I do like dragons, and I do think that the dragon stuff is actually really cool. Me personally, because, well, look, like, the dragons have their own lore, they have their own enemies and stuff like that, they have their own society, but they also kind of rely on the humans in a sense to channel their powers and aid in their battles. So basically this book right here is mostly about this woman named Violet who she wanted to be a scribe. Her body is super frail and like she's weak and all these other things. She's not that weak, but she's conventionally weak, right? And she ends up having to be a writer, which means she's gonna have to mount a dragon and go out to battle. She has to pass the trials that come with that in order to graduate to getting a dragon, and hopefully a dragon chooses her, but she doesn't think a dragon's gonna choose her. She's so frail, she thinks the dragon's just gonna kill her on the spot. She goes through this she trains for it, then she goes through the ordeal. She happens to pass, and the way it happens, I think that some of that stuff is written really well. She gets like an enemy who's just like, I'm gonna kill you, Soaring Gale, and like every 5 minutes, and then she's just so paranoid, she thinks everyone's gonna kill her. Oh my gosh, no, Soaring Gale's gonna die. Oh my god, that guy's gonna kill me because I'm a Soaring Gale. So there's that going on, and I think it's pretty fun. I think it's cool to have like a paranoid character, but not too paranoid in this type of story. Like, I don't want them to feel weak the entire story. Give them a little bit of like oomph. Give them a little bit of some fighting edge, something where they're like, but you know what, I may be weak, but like I do have this advantage, and this advantage does make sense. She does have an advantage though. She does. And there's a character in here who makes her use it to her strength. Now there's a character in here who does not let her use any of her strengths. I don't like Dane. Dane is not a fun character. There's no redeeming qualities. I don't care what anyone tells me. I do not expect to see anything positive from this guy. I don't want to see anything positive from this guy. I already hate him. It's too late. Don't try and change my opinion. I just like him. I want him to, like, perish, right? He needs to perish. Another guy, Zayden. Zayden is like, it's Zayden. Yeah, Zayden is cool. He's got this little mysterious stuff about him, and he has like these really cool shadow powers. So technically, he's like a really good spy if you think about it. And he's part of like the old rebellion who's now punished for rebelling. And I think it's kind of cool to have like this half slave, half not character in this book. But now that I think about that, you know, I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, no. Book has some pretty decent characters. Has some really cool dragons. There's a dragon in this book. It's like the biggest dragon ever. I think it's the second biggest dragon. but it's a big ass dragon. And then there's this baby dragon. She's a gold dragon, and she has a really cool power. But then at the end of the book, you learn something about that power, and it's just like, oh, that fucking sucks. But it's still a cool power, and she's a cool dragon. And I like dragons, man. Dragons are so cool. So yeah, that's Fourth Wing, by Rebecca Yaros. Maybe it's just Yaros. I don't know. I see two R's and I think I should roll them all the time. Right? Okay. So there's that. I will post the book, like a picture of it, because I read these two digitally because I had Apple does a sale all the time. So like I buy digital books if they're under $5. All right. I don't like digital books, but if they're under $5, I'll buy them. You never know when you'll need to just whip out a digital book, man. Sometimes I can't bring my books with me. Sometimes I'm at not work and I have to just like read. Got it? So yeah, I keep a digital book in my phone. And two of those digital books, well, one of them of the two was Seasick by PC Kristen Cass. I think it was Kristen Cass and another person. Let me grab my iPad so I can tell you exactly who it was. Kristen Cass and Pintip Dunn. I've never heard of Pintip Dunn, but obviously you guys know that I've heard of Kristen Cass, and I think actually, since I have my iPad here, I can just throw the book up on here. But anyway, I love PC and Kristen Cass. Everyone who saw the first attempt of these videos knows that I am rereading House of Night, and I love House of Night like a lot. Like those old and cringy books about vampires going to school, and then I love it. So obviously when I saw this book on sale, what did I do? I jumped. I said, oh shit, Kristen Cass book. Now why would I not read that? Here we go. Let's see if I can bring it to the first page. That way I can post up the, hey, fuck off. There's no easy way to go back to the first page. That's so trash. So what I do is I just go to the store. Whatever, right? Maybe I'll just continue because it's not working out how I wanted it to work out. I'll just post a picture up front like I wanted to. Right? I don't even know if this looks great on the screen, but I'll post a picture anyway. It's not like I'm not going to go over this video. Raw and unedited. No, a little bit of editing. Anyway, like I was saying, Seasick. Fun book about this underprivileged girl. She's not as privileged as everyone else is, but she's smart, and she managed to get into, I believe it was a scholarship or get accepted to this High Yates Society, which is, if I remember correctly, like associated with a college, and it's only for the highest privilege, rich kids and kids with connections, right? She doesn't have any of those really. She just made friends with these kids in school, and somehow she ends up going on this yacht to celebrate the inductees, and on this yacht, people are dying. Now that's fun. I love horror movies. I love slasher films. So obviously I gravitated towards this. And then she has a friend who she has not seen or talked to in years because one day her friend got nervous about something and threw up on her. And although she is very great friends with her and knows she has the throw up problem, she was like, no. I'm gonna laugh at you like all the cool kids and go over there. Really, best friends? Why would you do that? Yana, and listen, their names are like Yana and Naya, right? So I was confused this entire book. if I tried to tell you who is who right now, I wouldn't know. I had to take so many notes just to like remember who is who because their names are the same, just rearranged letters. And they don't even like maybe if one was a boy and a girl, I'd be able to tell easily, but like my brain just wouldn't comprehend. It would comprehend it, but it just wouldn't differentiate. So, girl A and girl B is how it's gonna have to go. So, girl A is a journalist. She likes looking for the truth, and she gets an invitation to go onto the yacht to look for truth. There's another girl there who runs a rumor blog and apparently has a whole bunch of secrets that she's ready to spill to start off the new year. And, well, some of those secrets people really don't want getting out. So, journalist girl is going to try and uncover some truths. She's a real journalist, right? Not like the gossip blog journalist. Anyway, really fun story about journalist girl getting on this yacht, trying to survive and uncover the cheating scandal, the cheating ring that's going on there. See, I thought it was like test cheating rings or something like that. I thought it was test cheating rings or something like that, but I guess it was like literal cheating and cheating at the same time, you know? Like test cheating and boyfriend girlfriend cheating ring. Crazy, interesting. Yeah. I don't want to dive too much into these characters because I want to give you a chance to read it, but there is pretty good character development in this story. It bounces between characters. I can't remember if it was it bounces between two characters, if I recall correctly. Only two characters. And it's still manages to tell you a lot about the supporting cast and their possible motives, how they feel about certain things, rumors about them, and it leaves you genuinely guessing on who the killer might be. Like, it's a good who done it or who the fuck is still doing it type of story, and I highly recommend it. Actually, I do want to buy a physical copy of this book. I want a physical copy of every book I read, but I want to buy a physical copy of this book because I actually enjoy it, and I think it's really fun. The outcome wasn't really expected. It's good. It guides you there really well, and it is written like a young adult book. So it's not like it has any fancy writing going on, but it's written good enough, and it's very enjoyable, and it is a page turner. If you're looking for something that's going to like get you probably in the mood to read again, this is a better book. Like, I have a book that you'll dislike that we talked about it, Nothing But Blackened Teeth. I think that is a book you'll dislike so much that it'll make you want to read more. And then this is a book that I think is really simple and fun, so much that it'll make you want to read more. So yeah, how does that first one work? I don't know. I just read, like, it's like, oh my god, this book is so bad, I'm just gonna pick up anything next because it can't be as bad as this. Although that's a lie, because the next book I will talk about in the other video, I think is worse than Nothing But Blackened Teeth. I think Nothing But Blackened Teeth is actually not that bad of a book. I just think it doesn't land. But that's not the book we're talking about today. Seasick. Very fun, very good, very enjoyable. I hope you try it out. And if you've read it, obviously leave a comment. Leave a comment if you read any of these books. Don't spoil any of the stuff that I'm about to tell you is on my to be read though, but please do talk about them. I do love conversation. I make these videos because I just like to yap. I don't make these videos for y'all. Okay, I make these videos for y'all and I make them for me. That's all I really have on Seasick. I don't want to just grab my notes and like just read them. So all this stuff is always off the dome. It's better that way. It's more fun that way. And then if I forget something and you guys talk about the stuff, I just bring it up in the comments. It's just so much better. All right. these are some of my recently purchased books. These are only like a quarter of them, maybe a quarter. No, I don't know. We'll figure it out because there's gonna be more videos of this. This is just like a part 1 episode. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. But American Psycho by Bret Easton Ellis. 3 names on your book, right? All right. So I've heard some interesting stuff about this book, it being adapted into the film and such. I think the film is fantastic. And then after I watched Haunted Hippie's video on American Psycho, I believe it was her. Shout out to Haunted Hippie. You guys should watch her if you love horror stuff. So much fun, so much energy. Love it. Anyway, great book. Well, a great book I'm anticipating because the movie is really good, fantastic. It's got some open-ended stuff. It's got a bunch of crazy, you look at it and you're just like, what the hell is going on and whatnot? Like, what are they doing? They're having a dick measuring contest. They're really measuring the quality of their business cards. But it's all like, it's just strange behavior by men. In this book, I'm excited to read it with the insight that it's more of a commentary. It's making fun of those type of people. So I'm really here for it. I'm here for it. I'm happy I got this book. I'm going to try it. It's not the misogyny book that people think it is. It's not. I think you guys should watch Haunted Hippie's video on this and learn some things about American Psycho if you're one of those people who think that, like, oh, this is just meant to be like a crazy misogynist book. Like, maybe, but no. But you might be a little close. But you're wrong, ultimately. Just read, just watch the video, and enjoy. Because that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to read this. I'm going to enjoy this. I'm going to have some fun. Hopefully the descriptions are good. That's what I need. I want it to be detailed. I love me a detailed book. All right? Speaking of detailed books, right? This book right here looks like it's going to be very detailed. This god dang book. I did ever notice that there was a dragon on this book. My friend showed me this book and I was just like, yeah, I heard of that. Then I was in the store and I saw this book and I was like, oh, yeah. I don't know what this book is about. I know nothing about this book. I just know that it's big. It's almost as big as The Stand. It's like 300 pages shorter than The Stand by Stephen King. Which is a book I will get into, I promise. I want to read that so bad. But now I have a reading buddy, and like, they are reading books with me. So I want to read some of the books that they read as well. And this is one of them, actually. So because I didn't really notice the dragon at first, I was like, I'm going to get this book if I run into it, because my friend has this book. And then I seen the dragon, I was like, no, I just want the book. It's cool as shit. The Priory of the Orange Tree, Samantha Shannon, right? That's the title and then author of the book. Apparently this is a series and there's a 3rd book on the way. Very excited to get into it. I guess we can read the back. The House of Berethnet, there we go, has ruled Inyas for thousands of years, still unwed. Queen Sabran IX must conceive a daughter to protect her realm from destruction, but assassins are getting closer to her door. Alright, that's all I need. Assassins, woman, you sold me. Alright, I'm sold. I love a good femme protagonist. What can I say? I just think they're fun. There's so much depth that goes on there. It's really interesting. I've realized I don't like romantasy that much. Fantasy, hell yeah. Like, let's get some action. Let's get some stuff going on. Let's get some mystic stuff in here. Like Crescent City Book 1, like, it's got some romance in it, but it feels more on the fantasy side, you know? So I wonder how this is going to turn out. I'm not going to read any more of the blurb because I don't mind reading it for you guys, but I'm sold and I'm ready willing to go into the rest of this blinder, okay? Blinder. Actually, if you can erase my memory, do so of the blurb reading. Maybe I'll forget it by the time I read this book, but I'm locked in. But not just yet, because there's a book later that I'm gonna mention that I'm already in the middle of reading. Alright. Next. The Hunger Games, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 Hunger Game books is what I have. I think am I missing only one, right? The new one just came out. That's not why I bought this, by the way. I did not buy The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, Mockingjay, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, because of the movie or the new book. No offense to Susie Collins, I had no desire to read The Hunger Games whatsoever. But I said that to my friend, the same one I'm doing this little buddy read with, and they said, hey, those are my favorite books. Read that shit. Obviously, I folded. This was over text message, by the way. Folded so easily over a text. Crazy. So now I'm reading them. The Hunger Games book, I'm in the middle of it. I'm like 30% done. I read it on my flight recently, and man, this book is so good, so much better than the movie. I do like it. I mean, not so good. It's really good. There we go. It's really good. I like it better than my movie. I noticed I didn't rate any of those. Maybe I'll just do that in post-production. The books that I did read. Oh, I forgot the other book I read. We'll get to that later. Yeah. Fun book. It's got some moments in it. I feel like I'm trying to remember how the movie described it or whatever, but I feel like the old people weren't in the book unless they were the ones teaching that class. I can't remember how it happened in the movie. So there's that. I think that there's a lot more description going on that's making me connect with the characters in this book. I do like that so far. I also got introduced to Rue recently, and I'm on part 2 now of the Hunger Games. So we didn't start the battle yet, but we're about to get there. Rue got introduced, and I was just like, damn, yo. I didn't cry in the movie when it happened, but it's still sad. Little girl, she about to go through it, man. Imagine Prim going through it, yo. I understand why she hopped up there. Would I hop up there for my little sister? Thankfully, I don't have a little sister. I'm the youngest in my well, technically, I do have a little sister, but she's not that young. She can handle herself. I jump up there though. I would in this fuck world. I would do it. I'd hop up there and risk my life. I'm interested in going through them, right? But I'm starting another book. I have to pause this because me and my friend are reading the book at the bottom of this list. So this is on pause. But I like it. Recently purchased as well is Vicious and Vengeful. I literally know nothing about this book except that this right here, this little double cover, it's good. Bones on the cover. Vicious, vengeful, vicious, whatever. Villains duology. New York Times best-selling villains duology, now in a box set along with a gorgeous double-sided poster. Oh, there's a poster in here. That's neat. That's really, really neat. How big is the poster? Anyway, I want to know what this is about. It's still wrapped up, so I can't even unwrap it and read anything about it, but I need to know what this is about. This seems like it's going to be really cool. Let's see. Best-selling author of more than a dozen books, including the acclaimed novel The Invisible Life of Addie LaRae. Why does that sound familiar? The Shades of Magic series, Villain series, This Savage Song, and Our Dark Duet. Her work has received critical acclaim. I'm sold. Never mind. I heard the key word here. We support women on this channel. Do I know any male authors by heart though? Like, just like off the top of my Stephen King. We support women and Stephen King on this channel. All right. Why? Because they always mostly write really great books. They're good books, man. I'm sorry. What can I say? But not all of them write good books. We'll get to that in the next video. I don't like the book that we'll talk about later. This is the last thing that I'm going to talk about in this video. Iron Flame. Haven't read it yet. I'm like 10 pages in. This is my current buddy read with my friend because we finished the other one. And they're probably like done with this book now. They just started like 2 days ago. Probably done. They're like a mega read. Alright, yo, so I finished the book. Dog, I'm on page 15. What do you mean you finished the book? Nah, that's okay. Take your time. Truly. I enjoyed doing this with you. But I'm done with the book, by the way. Insanity. Anyway, this book picks up like a jumbled mess. But in a decent way. Like a way where it's like it makes sense. It's like, oh, well, they just woke up from a coma or something. What the fuck's going on? This, that. Oh my god, you're here. Wow, you're here. This, that. You are here. And also that. But you're here. That's how this book picks up. And that's as far as I am. I'm excited to see more dragon stuff. I'm excited to see the tiny dragon. Because apparently the tiny dragon grew up. What more can I say? Nothing. There's nothing more that I can say. I haven't gotten far. So yeah, that's books that I recently purchased, books that I started and finished, and I'll tell you about the other one. That one was on Hail Mary. That one was on Audible. Really good book about a man who has to go on a space trip to save the world because the sun is dying. But what happens is his team dies along the way. He's a lone survivor. He has to figure out how to save the world by himself. And then he meets like this really cool robot. And this robot is like a freaky spider-legged robot. Ooh, sorry, I don't like spiders. Spider creepy leg robot thing, and it is cool. It's a fun story. It's a fun little adventure about a man stuck in space, and I really like it. I think that people should read it. Hail Mary. It's a really fun space novel. There's not much to say except for like it's just this guy's trying to survive in space. He's trying to figure out how to get rid of the things that are eating the sun, and then save his Earth. But this robot's place is also dying because of said sun-eating thingy, right? So now they're working together to do that. And I also think the ending is very interesting. But it's also sad when you think about it. Like in hindsight, I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that's kind of sad. At least he gets to go back to doing what he likes to do. But the way he does it, it is a little sad. And I wonder, now I kind of wonder how Earth as a whole is at the end of that story. Man, release a new version of the book with like a super epilogue that just tells me like, hey, so this is how people received what happened. Because it just ends with our main character and it's just like, yeah, he's doing this. That's how he lives his life. He's cool beans. I need more. Sometimes a book finishes and you still want more. I want more.
I want you to come back for the next part. Thank you so much for staying for another episode, and we will talk more about more books later. Now, have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, day, night, whatever.